Hello everyone and welcome to the second Intermezzo video, this one for the year 1866. So it's December, and I have to say that this update, or this Intermezzo, or this review, whatever you want to call it, is actually going to be very, very interesting because we can finally see the trends, and I'm kind of surprised how well it went. Now, I'm not going to be, as before, able to show you the production here because it did not initialize, but for the purposes of this video, I have actually ran it and initialized it and make sure that I have it written down. So let us start as usual with the population. And yeah, it's going up like crazy. The overall population is now 41.43 million with a working population of 10.43 million. Now you can see that the graph I'm showing you has a steady increase. It's going up very nicely, and I'm really happy to actually see that. It's really good. Our birth rate is very healthy. Now, when we look at the population itself, I'm going to put the graph on as well right now. You can see that actually having some trends that I did not expect. Now, the farmers and their share actually keeps increasing, which is something that I did not see coming. The laborers, on the other hand, are dropping. Artisans are dropping, but intellectuals, landowners, intellectuals are increasing. Same as soldiers, finally, from 1.2 to 1.3 increase in the last decade. Bureaucrats increased to almost 1%. Craftsmen are final at 0.3%, but the landowners dropped to 1.2%, and capitalists are still at a 0. But that's just because, we are not exactly, are we? No, we're not actually working on it, but we will. Once we get the next national focus, we are going to start, pumping their numbers up. And the 142, what is that? If 1% would be, what that would be, 410,000 would be 1%, so 41,000 would be 0.1%. Am I reading that right? So if laborers, craftsmen are... Oh no, I'm counting that from the total population. I have to count it from the working population. Alright. So 1% is about 100,000 people, so 0.1% would be roughly 10,000. Yeah, okay, so we need to pump it up, but we'll see them soon. Once we get them to about 10,000, we should see maybe it marked as well, and we'll get to that because I don't know if we have 127,000 of them, so getting 10,000 capitalists shouldn't be that much of an issue down the line. When it comes to religion, you can also see a very nice trend, but you have the increase in Sunni Muslim from 1846, where it was 42.6%, up to nearly 50% right now. The Eastern Orthodox is dropping. It's just slightly above 41% right now. Orient Orthodox is also dropping after a little bit of a peak once we get to the new territories. Levi Muslim is also dropping, Catholic is dropping, and Shia Muslim is dropping. So the dominant thing that we're having and that we're seeing is definitely our religion, and it's looking pretty nice. I'm happy with the graph. Same thing, pardon me, I have to take a sip of my coffee. Same thing for the culture. You can easily see all cultures going down. I'm showing the graph on the screen right now. Everything is going down except for Turkish, which is increasing. That's increasing dramatically less than I expected in what is, for 30 years, we've had only an increase of 0.4%. But then again, we have to be fair, we got a lot of new territories. And I'm thinking that as we progress further and further, it's gonna get better. For the rest, you can see that the Greek population remained fairly constant in the past decade. The Bulgarian, Armenian, Serbian, Albanian, Mashriki, Kurdish, and Bosniak all went down. So, baby steps. What's weird though is the ideology. Conservative continues to drop, even though we have a conservative government. We now have 47.6%. We have liberals dropping as well to 33.7% after a rapid increase. We have reactionary now jumping up to 5.2%. I don't really know why that happened, but it happened. Radicals are now at 6.3%, down from 8.1%. So again, the rapid increase was stunted. And socialists swooped in and took 7.3%. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parties here. Actually, we never checked the Socialist Party. Osmanli Ahali Farkasi. They're in favor of free trade. It's kind of interesting. Our reactionaries and conservatives are up for protectionism. You guys are for free trade. Radicals, liberals, and socialists. Socialists want state capitalism, same as reactionaries. All right. Religious policy secularized. Do we have that one? Nope. No. Okay. The liberals want that one. Radicals want atheism, and there's moralism of the liberals. Full citizenship, assimilation in plus 10%. Alright. We have residence which is not helping. And damn, okay, actually, never realized that it gives such a massive bonus to have, for example, the socialists. Anti-military, unfortunately, and full welfare state. No official policy. Opposed radicals. No official policy, no official policy. It's interesting. So you get maximum social spending of 100 when you don't have an official policy, and full welfare states gives you a minimum spending of 33%. Alright, well, we'll see if we get communists down the line and some other idea groups, because I'm not entirely sure how it's gonna work in this playthrough, but they added for the grand combination. Now, we're gonna move to a little bit more of an interesting part. Well, actually, no, the population is very interesting, but the actual one that made me really giddy with excitement is the production part. Now, I'm gonna put the graphs on the screen as I did before, and you will immediately see that there are clear trends everywhere. Now, when we look at military goods, you can see an increase across the board. All categories are going up. We're of course not producing any armored vehicles or planes, but the ammunition, firearms, heavy armament, canned food all went up. Same for raw materials. Those actually, after the discussions that I had with some of you guys in the comments, and the best indicator of how our economy is doing, because until we get a massive amount of factories that will stabilize the production, the raw materials are what tell you about the advances in your economy. And you can see that we had huge increases. Coal is up, cotton is up, that's not dyes, that's sulfur. Sulfur is up, wood is up, precious metals are up, everything went up, which made me really happy. Now, there's not much else that I can say to this. It fluctuates a bit as you play, but you can see a clear trend. When you look at industrial goods, you can see the similar situation there everywhere, with the exception of timber. I really don't know what's up. Timber was at 207, then it jumped to 590, and then it dropped to 62, and now to 51. So it's a little bit weird, but other than that, you can see that everything else is going up. We moved the textiles from 50.8 to 150.5. We had an increase in chemicals from 25.6 to 37.7. We had an increase in fertilizer from 12.8 to 19.3, and so on and so on and so on. Glassware is now at 141.4 compared to 91.8. So again, an overall increase of everything. And last but not least, consumer goods. And again, same thing. You can see clear trends. Everything is going up. Paper, livestock, fish, produce, grain, tobacco, tea, everything is going up. Actually, tea is not going up because we have no tea, nor do we have any coffee. I don't know why I still think we have tea. But opium is going up. It went from 3.2 to 5.9. Beverages went from 51 to 69. Clothing from 31 to... Oh, clothing is the one that dropped, actually. Regular clothing dropped from 31.4 to 24.6, being a very big exception to the rule. But luxury clothing went from 5.7 to 19.9. So overall, if we counted them together, it is still an increase. Furniture went from 2 to 16. Soap went from 9 to 15.9. So it is going very well. And now, last but not least, the great powers. Now, I'm gonna open the diplomacy screen here again, but I'm gonna put the chart on the screen as well so you can see, because we're starting to see some first major things here. The North German Federation annexed Bavaria, so Bavaria is out of... no, actually not Bavaria. Oh, it actually did. Haha, alright. So that's fun. Okay, let me just run an experiment here, because the data that I have in the table are so different. Here we go. So that's fun. When I initialized the game, it also changed the the North German Federation to German Empire, and now I can see it in the table. I did not notice that when I was marking it down. Alright, so now it should be in line with what we have. So wait, let me just let it run for a couple more days in case things get a little bit heated. But yeah, alright, there's no more Bavaria. I was shocked. Damn. Look at the data that you're writing down, Alpha. So we have German Empire here. We don't have any more Kingdom of Bavaria. But we have the Shogunate of Japan. Austria-Hungary got back into the Great Powers, and the Kingdom of Spain got back as well. After, 30 years? Because it was there in the beginning. No, actually, it was there also in 1846, when it was on position 7. Then the last decade is 10th, and now it's back on an 8th position. Russia, United Kingdoms, United States, it's just crazy, when you look at the numbers and compare them to us. We're actually doing better. We're at position 19 now. So that makes me happy, but we are just nowhere near where we would need to get. It's crazy. The numbers are just... I wanted to actually mention this. I was lying in bed yesterday, and I was thinking that I kind of shot myself in the leg with this whole reactionary idea. If we actually went conservative or even a liberal, we might have still retained the great power status. But I was thinking, would I like to run a parallel campaign and see what I could do with this? And then I thought, nah, it was what we wanted to do here. We really want to do a conservative sort of reactionary run, and I'm doing that. And the fact that the game has heavily punished me for that and we ran into massive trouble is just something that we should have expected. And it's gonna bite us in the rear, but it's gonna translate well into the First World War in the Hearts of Iron campaign. So, I just need to swallow my pride. If I went and did what was expected of me, being conservative, liberal, enacting reforms and everything, we might still have retained the Great Power status. But we didn't. So now we have to deal with the fallout. And we'll see if we can repair it or find our way back up. So I just wanted to mention that this is my thought on the matter, and I'm well aware that I sort of screwed myself over, but yeah. So here's the total score. You can see it's just insane. We're at the very bottom of the first screen with 179, just slightly below Kingdom of Korea. Then there's Switzerland, Sweden, Portugal, Papal States, really. Alright, Brazil, Belgium, Qing Empire, Kingdom of Finland, two Sicilies, Kingdom of Sardinia, Netherlands, and then you have the Great Powers. So just wanted to show the full table. We would need about double the score. No, triple. At least triple score to become number 9 on the chart. So we shall see eventually how that's gonna go. Now, before I turn this off, I actually wanted to show you the culture map mode. So you would... Okay, let's look at the revolt risk first. I'm gonna show you some of the map modes so you guys know about them. We could also look at the infrastructure map mode. You can see that we're doing, sort of better in some areas, sort of worse in some other areas. Administrative map mode, that's kind of fine. The administrative efficiency in most core territories is really good. Recruitment map mode, this is where our units are coming from. National focus we don't need. Naval map mode we don't need. Okay, RGO we don't need. Population density. As far as the world goes, we're actually doing pretty good. The more redder it is, the more people live there. So, our most densely populated area is this one. Yeah, there's a lot of people living in the area of Prague. I had no idea. Almost 700,000. Jesus Christ. It's more than in Paris. And of course, India and Qing, that's where it's at. Then we got culture map mode. That's something that you guys are very interested in. So you can see that the culture is spreading. The Turkish anyway. The Greek is being slowly pushed away towards current Greece. We'll see how it's gonna continue. Sphere of influence, really not something that we can do much with, but the territories are still there. Supply limit, that's not that interesting. Party loyalty. Huh. I'm not really sure what that one shows. Ranking map mode. Well, world ranking 19. You can see which nations are doing well, which are not doing so well. Unfortunately, we are not the great power anymore. Migration map mode is actually going to be still the same thing. You can see United States of America, but they're not getting that many people anymore. It's interesting. And there's an immigration from United Kingdom. But I just initialized the game, so that might be it. Then we have civilization level. Relations map mode. Who likes us and who hates us? Well, it's simple. And cities map. Is it cities? No, crises. Okay, crisis map mode. Flashpoint tensions. Oh yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this update video. Again, if you're missing something, let me know. I'd be happy to include it for the next one. And I'll see you in the next episode where we are going to continue the story of Ottoman Empire.